Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking and responding to a video that Charlie from Zip Trader released called 5 Stocks to Buy Before 2022. So basically in his video he laid out 5 stocks that he believes are great for long-term holds, safe stocks that will go up over the next year. So basically what I want to do is I want to look at his picks, dissect them a little bit, let you know what I thought about it. And then there's actually 2 of the 5 that I think there might be a better alternative to. So let's just jump in. So the first one he says is Disney. He says that the reason for the stock price going down is that streaming fell short of expectations and that parks have been slower to come back due to the variant. And I agree with both those points, great points. Then he mentions that for next year he thinks it's going to go up because basically Disney is an entertainment ETF. What he means by that is they're very diversified in the entertainment industry and they have their hands in everything. So if you guys don't know, they own Marvel, LucasArts, which is Star Wars, ESPN, National Geographic, ABC, A&E, and then they also have a lot of property for their parks, right? So they own the real estate for the parks and their stores. In the malls, they have Disney stores, so they're very involved in the real estate end of it as well. They also have some streaming with Disney streaming we talked about. They also have part of Hulu. So they really have their hands in everything. It is a very old company in terms of like the way they do things, but they also have a new twist on it. They have a huge brand name, so I could see them kind of branching off into other ventures, more new school things. Maybe they start with NFTs or they start with the metaverse. Having that giant brand name really helps them to get instant credibility with whatever types of ventures they enter. So if we're looking at just the stock price, you can see that there's a large channel here that the stocks seem to trade in. It dropped down, but it looks like we're starting to move our way back up. If they can get back into this channel, I think that they could hold it and then eventually rise above it like they did back here in February and March. But it's important to note that they really lost all of their gains from last March. So I think Disney is in a great position. I agree with this pick. I think Disney is a good stock for next year. Next one he goes into is Visa. So he says that they're partnered with a ton of banks, and as inflation rises, costs are going up. People are using their card more, which means that the fees and the income for them goes up as well, right? I mean, it makes sense. If you're buying more for things, the fees go up. You're going to use your credit card for more transactions. So I think that all that makes sense. He also says that they're working with crypto. So that helps them as well. If we're looking at the stock, it was downtrending. Looks like it's starting to get back. It's still within the whole overall downward channel here. Moving its way back up. There is a key level here around 218, which is where it's at right now. So I think that this is a pivotal point for Visa. See if it's going to drop back into this larger downward trending channel, or if it's going to continue to rise and use this 218 level as a support rather than resistance. I agree with what he's saying on Visa. I think it could be good, but it is more of an older school company. My picks, if you're looking at kind of the fintech area, would be PayPal. So PayPal, I think, is more positioned in the online space. I think there's a lot more that it's doing with e-commerce. It is also working with crypto as well. So if you feel that crypto is a make or break for Visa, PayPal is doing that as well. The major difference is really PayPal is more online than Visa. Visa is more physical credit cards. So obviously you can use Visa for online transactions as well, so it's not mutually exclusive. But I really just think that PayPal is better positioned for the future, and also the stock is in a much better position. We saw that Visa is already trending up. PayPal, if you look, it's an overall downtrend. It's starting to consolidate, but I really do think that the stock has broken down a lot over the past year. And just looking back in February, we were at over 220, and now we're trading around that 190 level. So I really do think that PayPal is it's found the bottom and it will start to rise up. So my pick, if you're looking at fintech, would be PayPal over Visa. Next stock he goes into is Upstart. So Upstart is basically an AI company that is creating parameters and eligibility for loan borrowers. So basically the idea of a FICO score is antiquated. It only goes based on a few different factors. But Upstart, if you were to rate the eligibility of a borrower with Upstart, they're going to look at more than just what you have outstanding credit card balance. They're going to go into education and your income, and it looks at a lot more factors. So it paints a better picture for banks and people lending out money on who exactly they're lending to, and you can kind of determine how much you think that they can afford to pay. And I think that this is the future. I think that, like I said, the FICO score was good, but in this day and age, we have more factors that should go into that. So I agree with Charlie that Upstart is a great company. I think that in the future, they're going to continue to work with banks. They already have relationships with some of the major banks like Chase, but I think that they're going to continue to make more relationships, and I think that this technology is going to be used in the future. It's also important to know that they've tripled their profits, tripled their revenue, and tripled their bank relationships over the last year. So that definitely helps as well. And kind of like what we said with Visa, as the cost of with inflation go up, they benefit from that as well. So as costs go up, so will lending costs, and people will be more cautious of both borrowing and lending. So if you have more factors that you could use to determine eligibility, I think that only helps both parties. So I think Upstart's a great stock for next year. Next one he talked about was ChargePoint. So ChargePoint, you can see on the graph here, it's going through a consolidation period, a large consolidation period. It's been trading with the same channel basically. It popped out a little bit, but pretty much same channel. We're working our way downwards, but we seem to be consolidating around this channel of $18. So I think that it's good. There's talk with the Build Back Better plan, the U.S. government, that they were going to create charging stations, but that got paused. So the stock took some hits for that. I think that next year that's a good stock. I think it's very dependent on what the government says, though, so I don't like it for that reason. I do have some in my long-term portfolio, so I do believe in it, but I think if you're looking for an EV play, the better play would be Tesla. I know Tesla's very expensive, and it goes through periods where it's very, very overbought, as you can see back here in November. But I think that where it is right now, we're at a good level. It looks like it's popping back up. You can see on the MACD and the RSI that it's curling upwards. We're still in an overall downward trending channel, but I think that Tesla has a tremendous future. And I think that if you were looking for a long-term hold, I think you would probably stand to gain more from Tesla than ChargePoint. But that's just my opinion. I also think Tesla might be the safer bet, but that's just my opinion. So the next one up here, this is the last one that he chose, is Google. He says that Android is about 50% of the U.S. market share and 75% of the world market share as far as smartphones. They also own YouTube, and they have ads, so that's how they make their money. I agree, Google is a great company. If you look at the chart, it's very steady, climbing upwards. We're in a little upward trending channel here. I think that Google could do good for next year, but I think Google's also it's a big company, it's a big market cap, so it's not going to move in the same way. So I think that the better pick, if you're looking for this kind of area, is Facebook, also known as Meta. On the chart here, looks like it's consolidating. It's down from their highs. They were about 380, now they're about 330, trending sideways. But I just think that Facebook has more upside. They're doing things with Metaverse. They're doing things with crypto. They're hiring 10,000 employees just to work on the Metaverse. They rebranded their name. I just think that next year unless there's a giant sell-off in the crypto market and metaverse and NFT and all that kind of slows down or goes away, I think that Facebook is going to have a better year than Google. And I also think that Facebook has more potential long-term than Google. Google kind of works on Web 2.0. I think Facebook could do more with Web 3.0. So those are my picks. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if I got any of these wrong. If you see any better plays in the different industries that Charlie pointed out. And I will link his video down below as well, so you can check out right from the horse's mouth of why he thinks the way he does. So I appreciate you guys. If you could like and subscribe so I can make more videos like this. And if you guys have any questions, like I said, hit me up in the comments below. Thanks and Merry Christmas.